how is it that 250 years into the experiment, our elected leader is pointing at faceless people and absolutely denying their individuality, which is the inalienable rights that we all have according to the document of our founding? How am I supposed to understand that when there is no world conflagration? Like, what do you guys have an opinion on that, or a sense of it?
Well, I do want to add to that. So on the one hand, saying Somalians are horrible people is a horrible thing to do. To go the next step and say, so we should throw them out?
Right.
So they shouldn't be here. That's the part that suddenly not only moves into hatred and ugliness, because certainly there have been other presidents that have said sort of hateful, ugly, prejudiced things. To go the next step and basically say, we have to throw them out of here. They don't belong here. And I've got my guys in masks. And who knows if I'm going to set them out to we're in a moment where there's a particular president who not only says the ugly words, but then is willing to enforce them
right
in a way that isn't constitutional.
But he is reflecting a deep sentiment amongst, I'm not going to say the majority certainly, but certainly amongst a portion of people. Alan, you've been pondering.
I'm pondering where the common threads are in these, let's call them upsurges, waves of nativism, of suspicion, of hostility. I think the common thread is anxiety. Anxiety that when you create a nation based around an idea, based around a proposition, based around a creed, connected with that, there's an anxiety that this might not be enough, because we're told over and over again by so many others that if you're going to have a nation, it's got to be built out of these very solid materials like race or religion or language or culture. If you're going to be a German, you've got to talk about the Teutoburger Wald or the German Volk or something like that.
There's a comfort in this similarity, right?
Because it feels like it has substance. It feels like it's material. It feels like it has something that you can actually sit down on. Whereas when you talk about living the life of an idea, that sounds so much more nervous. How do we ensure the safety of an idea? And I think when you encounter nativism in the 18th century, when you encounter it in the waves of it in the 19th century, into the 20th century, into our own time, common thread here is anxiety.